Hello everyone! Welcome back to another installment of Lethally Stupid, where we explore the brilliance within our ridiculousness. Today, we're delving back into some Dungeons & Dragons stories because we've still got a lot more to tell. I am not your host, but my name is Brando. I am joined by Duck Dynasty Dyson, Duck Dodger Soren, Duck Virus Hepatitis Gabe, and Duck Goose Dylan. How are we doing today, boys?
I mean, I'm Duck Dodger, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you Duck Dodger?
Because I'm awesome.
I'm curious why I'm Duck Dynasty.
I don't know if I want to be the goose. Or the
24th and one half century,
I
baby.
do love ducks too.
Well,
I got the real short end.
Yeah. He had to give you an extra bad
Are you
nickname for the
saying
lack
you might
of
have
nickname
possibly
last
gotten
time.
the short end with a needle on that one, Mr. Hepatitis?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I did have an alternative. Okay, first off, Gabe, you were thrown in here last, so that's why you're talking about virus
I
hepatitis.
mean, who's fucking this duck here?
It's
Apparently
you,
me.
obviously.
Yeah.
You know,
Ducks
and
have hepatitis.
Duck frickin'.
You know,
Duck
and I,
fucking.
whenever I was writing this, I decided to go with ducks, and then had a hard time figuring out the third one that turned out to be the duck, and I thought it was good. And then whenever you said that, I was like, God, fucking damn it! I had it perfect. But so I looked up any name that started with duck. And you got duck virus hepatitis. But I did also have an alternative joke. That did involve the duck goose thing, but it was actually gonna be fuck loose Dylan. If you guys get it.
No. Explain it to me.
Why don't we go in the other bedroom and I'll explain it to you. But anyway, yeah, so like we said a minute ago, we are going to go ahead and delve into some stories. Did I, say
think you
that
mean
right?
delve.
Delve? No,
Dwelve.
yeah, dwelve.
Dwelve.
I like
Still
dwelve.
D&D related, though.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
was-
first edition
oh, yeah.
combination of a dwarf and an elf.
It was an ugly thing.
This is like the worst. No, it's worse.
I know.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Well, it's called a pun, boys.
Well, you know.
Unintentional pun.
Pun intentional, you might say.
Unintentional pun and shameless plug sound like they have the same energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dylan, would you like to go ahead and tell some stories?
What was the first story I told you about?
AI confused praying mantis character trying.
Oh, we're trying to eat the halfling?
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes we play D&D at the house. We don't play a whole lot. I usually run the COC campaigns, the Call of Cthulhu ones, because I like to be a keeper more than a DM. I think I personally prefer it, but we also run a couple D&D campaigns, and we also run Rokugan, I think. That's what it is.
Is that the anime one?
It's Eastern, I guess. I don't know. It's very racist if you read the books. And it's
Yeah,
horribly
nice.
difficult to make a character.
Lovely.
It's a bad game. Very fun to play. But after we got done playing Rokugan one time, we were still playing around, and Paul was like, hey, I got excess this. I want to see if I can have an AI run a game. Everyone's like, okay. So we just fed it into what we wanted for characters. I was like, I want to be a praying mantis monk. So I got a 3 praying mantis, and then we had a rhino beetle and everything. And this AI was so fucking ridiculous. It could not get it through its head that we could all speak telepathically. It constantly just said that we clicked at people and they understood us. That was one thing that was ridiculous. And then for the first half hour we were playing this game, because he would just feed it stuff, information, right? Whatever we said we wanted to do. We've got Gary over here. Gary's trying to actually play D&D, and the rest of us are just being shitheads. and
Gary.
and so he's in the middle of doing whatever he's doing, trying to find quests and shit, and I'm like, I want to eat that halfling. If it thinks I'm a praying mantis and I only communicate through clicking, I'm gonna fucking eat that halfling waiter. It took 30 minutes for it to realize that I was talking to the halfling, and in this 30 minutes, the big bad evil guy busted into the bar that we started the campaign in, who was known as the Bug Killer. Our big bad evil guy wanted to eat us and just busted into the bar and was just well, I sneak out silently. And it just let me do that. It didn't make me roll or anything. It just said, yeah, you do that. And I went outside and I was just like, is the halfling still outside? He feeds the info in. Yeah, she's still outside. She's actually looking to go attack the big bad evil guy. I was like, well, I try to bite her. I'm trying to eat her. And this is where everything gets dodgy. Because the AI told him, I cannot generate that. Like, what? So he asked it why. The AI said, I must have consent from all party members before I can generate a scenario for you. And we're all looking at each other like, 2 people have already died. Some dude warped reality. You've been saying you've been trying to eat this halfling for like 30 minutes. Why is it asking for consent? None of us knew why. So we just told it, yeah, we all consent. And after that, it fed him this long of a script of what happened, and it was my 3 creative praying mantis tried to bite this halfling, and it said the halfling looked at you with longing eyes and understood your unique desire, and wrapped her legs around my head. So next thing I know, in this game where I'm trying to eat this halfling alive, suddenly I'm flying around in the air, giving cunnilingus to this halfling, while trying to kill the bug murderer. And then we got married.
Must have been some good congoling.
I don't know how Praying Mantis figured it out. The entire time I kept trying to tell it, I'm trying to eat this halfling, and the AI kept feeding back, like, we know you are, buddy. We know what you're doing. No, I'm not.
That AI has not been exposed to good things. I don't know what Paul's been doing to it.
I don't know. But it was,
There's a little bit.
They have to be
also,
taught. I don't know if you know.
the marriage
So-
was 100% my fault because I did say, well, fuck it, at this point, I've already gotten her off like 3 times, we might as well get married, and the AI just fucking ran with
It's
it.
like, oh yeah, finally, he's on board.
Yeah. Yes, finally.
So I actually have a character sheet for my wife, who has a legendary sword.
It's also mostly a helmet, I guess.
Called Beetle called Beetle Slaughter. It's the name of the legendary sword. It's Beetle Slaughter. And I keep failing rolls in this campaign that we're playing with the AI. So a lot of times they're like, so what does Krivik say? It's like, well, I failed my perception roll. It's like, and it says, Krivik says, because my wife is just constantly strapped to my face. Who I'm trying to eat.
She still hasn't figured that out.
Clearly not.
She's enjoying herself.
Gonna get the right angle one of these days, and that'll change.
I'm gonna get up in there. Oh.
That got crazy real fast.
Yeah,
AIs are not to be trusted.
it went 0 to 100
Really game.
real fucking quick. Like it
Yeah,
just busted the
Skynet.
BBEG in.
Yep.
So, and then this is the same campaign afterwards. We were like, what about that dude who like warped reality? So he was like, I don't know if he was the AI. Turns out he's our actual BBEG. The AI is just like, yeah, no, he's your BBEG. Basically, is what it said. And then it said, but he's not. He's a dude who definitely could have killed the giant like rhinoceros beetle that was trying to eat all of you, but chose not to. Because one of his legendary actions was to bend reality to shape his whim.
Okay.
I'm just like, what the fuck is up with this AI? Grace's character, Lumina, was the one that officiated our wedding that we had.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Who started out as a ranger and then suddenly was a cleric next session for some reason.
Spice things up.
And was scared of rodents
Yeah.
in the first session, but then was scared of fire in the next session.
Flaming rodents are scary.
AI made a flaming rodent. Because we said that she said she acted this out. She ran away because this like bar that we went into started to catch on fire, and then she ran away and she acted the roleplayed the scene, hit a wall, fell on the floor, and was like, "I wish I was just scared of rats." And then the AI was like, "You want to be scared of rats? Okay." A 20-foot tall flaming rodent burst through the door. Like, what the fuck? She's not even in the bar. And then we come to find out this 20-foot tall flaming rodent wasn't just a rodent that had fire powers. No, it was just a rat that was on fire.
This AI likes setting things on fire, apparently.
I guess. And then the dude who could binge react, I tried to eat him too. And he kept making a force field and wouldn't let me eat him.
He didn't want to get married.
Apparently, it tried to marry 2 other people too. It keeps trying to marry people together.
I guess that happens a lot more in D&D games that aren't like bars that we play.
that actually kind of feeds into my other story because, like, I know what to expect out of our crew, and I know what to expect just, like, in general out of, like, different crews. And the other story I had was, what was I told you? I had to go check a $100 bill.
Yeah, checking a $100 bill in the middle of a game, pissing off a group because they wouldn't cut the meta table talk.
Okay, I'll tell you how I pissed them off the first time and second time in like 5 minutes with the meta table talk. We go into this game, it's a game of like 4 or 5 people, right, who are players and then a DM. And the expectation of the game was heavy roleplay. Fine, I love heavy roleplay. But they kept saying meta or just ignoring the roleplay aspect of it and not like being in character and stuff. And if you don't have that expectation and you're going in expecting roleplay, that's annoying as shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept doing this, and one of the players was his partner, wife, and they kept like asking him questions outside of the game about the game, basically asking for answers on what to do. And it started to annoy me a lot, and we got into a situation with, not to hark on autism, we had an autistic kid there too, who was, he burnt to death a guard, okay? He was a dragonborn.
So he was one of the psychopath autists.
And he burnt to death
Like
a guard.
all
He
of them.
burnt a guard to death, and we were all standing around this dead body in the game, right? And everyone kept doing table talk, and they kept being meta about it. And our DM started. What?
Sorry, go ahead.
What did you say?
I said I wasn't going to blink for the next 20 minutes as I stare at him.
But I was the only one who heard this. Our DM was like, the guards are 30 feet away. We killed this one guy, we're all standing around the body, and he said the guards are 30 feet away, they hear the ruckus, they're heading your way. I was the only one who heard that. Everyone kept going about the table talk and trying to decide what they were doing. He said the guards are 20 feet away. Everyone kept going about their table talk. They weren't actually role-playing and talking about it. They were just like, maybe we could do this like person to person, not player, like not actual character to character. He's like, the guards are 15 feet away, and I said, guards, there's a dead body here. And he's like, did you say that in the game? I was like, yes, I did. So I had to, and this is I love this character. His name was Finn Kukulin. He was a bullshit dude who had a deal with a demon to try and collect 5 million gold. He had a fake eye. He was a fighter, but he had like a bruiser background or something like that, or whatever.
Brawler, probably.
So it was something, but he was a criminal background with a something brute. I don't know, but I was the one that had to bullshit my way through this, and everyone got so pissed that I did that. I was like, you guys were all talking. We were standing over a dead body. No one was doing shit. So I figured it out, and then I got a call from my job. And they were like, hey, what do I do with a $100 bill? And I looked at the table, looked at the phone, saw the situation. I was just like, I'll be back, guys. And I just fucking left. When I came back, they were all so pissed. They're like, you left us to deal with a dead body. And I was just like, you guys wouldn't shut up. So yeah, I had to go check a $100 bill and clean up a gas bill and fix a register. And that was when I was working at Pete's.
All
Place
very
to
standard
work.
D&D stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you basically forced a weekend at Bernie's onto him?
What the fuck's a weekend at Bernie's?
Oh, it's a movie where these like 2 guys pretend, or basically like
Oh,
this,
I know what
yeah,
you're talking
this,
about now.
yeah,
I've
this
seen the
older
movie.
dude guy dies and
Mm-hmm.
they
Put the
basically
character's
cut-
dead body
yeah.
around.
Yeah, I kind of did that.
My favorite part's the assassin that is freaking out because he keeps killing him multiple times. It's like, why is he still alive?
I actually haven't watched it.
Really? You should
Yeah.
check it out.
That was just
Yeah, it's a
It's
good movie.
yeah, it's cheesy, like what 80s
Mhm.
comedy.
Yeah.
but
And I've been concussed at D&D, so.
I'm trying to think of more stories, but I told a lot of mine last time. So
Well-
if I can think of more, I will.
I regretted not telling the story of me like being introduced into the One Piece campaign. So
Oh yeah.
yes, I'd like to get into that.
Yeah.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So as you were all there, so whenever I first introduced, I took inspiration from the One Piece episode Little Buggy, the best episode out of the entire series. And I arrived as just feet, hands, and I think I said neck and head.
Yeah, like a little chunk of torso or something to make you a little
Yeah.
tiny or something.
Just all to hold it together. anyway, and then you guys were at the bar, and then I had came in saying that I was, fucking jumped by a gang of monkeys. An unknown amount of monkeys. And after that, after I finally convinced you guys to listen to me, because you all were doing something. It was like, I think something to do with the bard singing or playing, Momo playing a song or something. And then finally got all you guys to follow me. And from that, I basically, did we do it right away where you flew me up high? Yeah, so after that, we flew around where you have, what's the fruit called?
The bird fruit model Alice.
Yeah. For our blind listeners, Brandon is pointing at Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played Jonathan Pineapple.
Specifically our blind listeners.
Yeah. They need to know these things.
But all you other motherfuckers better just figure it out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. You should
Do
just-
not listen to what Dyson said just now. It's not for you.
Only for blind people.
But anyway, yeah, so with that, I was able to sense most of my body parts until we got down to, like, I think it was my torso?
Yeah, it was your torso was left. You were like all arms and legs for a long time.
Yeah, and
Not a long
then
time, but
we went to the ground, and I basically, like, completely spread myself as far away from all my pieces as far away from each other as possible so I can sense a direction that it was in, and it worked. I think did I crit on that?
I don't remember. When it comes to that stuff, I kind of just let you guys make up. If you come up with a good enough reason for why something works with the devil fruits, I pretty much roll with it.
Okay. And then we get there, and then we run into a giant ape who is wielding the spring fruit,
Mm-hmm.
which was a quick battle, I guess, but like it was great to where, okay, so wasn't it you smoked up the hallway,
The whole cave, yeah.
and then who went down and found the chest? Originally?
With the
Or was
torso?
that you? Or yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
my
they
torso
smoke a
was in a
lot.
chest. Like I could feel it, but I couldn't. Like it was held back. I couldn't summon it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
couldn't
don't remember if I
chop
was
chop
on
raise
open it or
symbol.
not. Yeah.
But yeah, someone busted it open, and then while we were in the middle of that fight, and then I fucking reassembled and just fucking flew at that fucking monkey as he was hopping away. And I think that I had like, what was it called, resurgence, or
What,
when you have
action
an
surge?
extra, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I fucking nailed that son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, you did just straight up tackle him with your flying body parts.
Yeah. Well, it was okay. Well, oh wait, no, I remember. I fucking threw my arm at him. Yes, I fucking
Launched it at him.
Yeah, held my sword and just threw it. I think wasn't that it?
I don't remember. That was early days.
Yeah, you fired your sword at him.
Yes.
Basically,
Okay.
it's like gripping your sword. And
I'm actually still mad at your character, so.
Why?
Because I was gonna do a cool, fun thing, and then you fed this demon to fucking berry fruit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one was
And
great.
then you crit failed in feeding this demon berry fruit.
And lost his arm. Yeah.
And lost
my
your arm.
hand.
Yeah, hand. That's right.
Hand.
Yeah,
We had to
yeah.
smother it.
Yeah, you're a long-limbed human. Very long arms and long legs.
You're just lucky
With no
it got the
hand.
other fruit and not accidentally your fruit.
I would have gotten my fruit.
If you eat pieces of devil fruit users, you get their powers.
What?
Really?
Allegedly.
Huh.
You have to
Well,
eat,
if
like,
I'm the DM, you do.
Oh, so this isn't canon.
Big Mom's backstory.
She
Yeah.
ate Mother Carl whole.
I mean, but we don't know. Scientifically speaking,
Did
it's
we-
possible because we know you don't have to eat a whole devil fruit to gain the power. So, just as logic follows, you should technically be able to take a bite out of devil fruit user. If you yourself are not a devil fruit user.
Good God.
They have to be dead.
Do they?
I mean, we've seen Luffy get bit before.
Has anything ever taken a chunk out of him and swallowed it?
Probably.
I don't know. Not that I can think
Maybe
of.
he's chewy.
Yeah, it's hard to get a bite, you know? It's got that rubber power going on. Anyway, One Piece tangent aside.
He'd be like chewing gum.
Right? Back to the One Piece tangent.
Oh God.
So, I mean, yeah, it'd be almost impossible to take a bite out of him, I think.
just have to chew them and spit them out.
He's got real sharp teeth.
Yeah, he's not immune to cutting, so you should theoretically be able to chomp a piece out.
It's bludgeoning damage immunity.
Mm-hmm. But then again, like if your teeth aren't sharp enough, then yeah, it might still be considered bludgeoning damage because it's pressure. So I don't know. It's an
Let's
interesting.
try and fit the wonderful world of One Piece into D&D semantics, and let's see how long we can argue about that, because that's a big list.
Oh god, a long time. I mean, like devil fruits in general. I mean, you can argue that they should actually just be a class, not a magic item.
I mean, that could make sense, but still, would you, if you made it a class, would you allow to anyone to be able to double up? Or, well, two people to have the same class, I mean.
Oh no, definitely not. They would have to be an individual class.
There's only one of each double crew.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, that's
I guess
not even
there's
true anymore.
Bird fruits, model.
Well,
There's
no,
different models, but there's,
but Vegapunk can also just make exact replicas.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, it's just zones, aren't it?
No, we know for sure he can do Paramecias now too, because he's done at least 3 of them. Yeah.
So, like, God, just everyone's gonna have a fucking devil fruit eventually, then.
I mean, you guys' whole crew pretty much does. I think the only one that doesn't, that's an actual like player character, is Jeremy, and that's only because he literally died.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But there's still stuff going on with his story.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the next time we play with stuff
Dead,
that
but not
we've
forgotten.
talked about, and also people we've run into.
I do actually have a weekend upcoming weekend off.
Nice. Yeah. So,
Because my boss is nice to me, but apparently not nice to anybody else.
trying to think of other stories, because like I said,
I
I've
can
told
think
a
of a
lot.
really good one. Not necessarily a story per se, but like a scene that I thought was pretty funny or good.
Yeah.
Between our groups, it was when you were running Curse of Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
And the ending, whenever Storm was just like, "Can I go smash the body and make sure he's dead?" And I was like, "Yeah, my werewolf." I was like, "No, hold on, wait!" The captain run away.
Yeah. Yeah, there were
I think-
good Curse of Strahd moments.
I think that whole campaign was just kind of fun all around, just in general. Because, like, I feel like we started out kind of like we're going to make a joke group of people, and then some of it we kind of took seriously, or like some of us were taking certain moments seriously when others weren't.
Yeah.
And the whole thing kind of just culminated in that whole, like, I don't know who's taking this seriously, but it does make great table talk.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't taking things too seriously. My character couldn't speak.
Yeah, he's too drunk.
Yeah.
Got any story?
Well, for like D&D?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of mine are from the DM perspective at this point.
Oh, that's a pretty good perspective.
I have
Yeah.
a couple from that too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like some of my favorite times. Probably Slater trying to kill everyone. I mean, in the moment it really caught me off guard, but I think that's what makes me like it in retrospect. Is because I really wasn't expecting it, and I enjoy when something happens that I really fully didn't prepare
I
for.
love it so much.
So-
I remember keeping a COC campaign where I was late,
Mm-hmm.
and you had texted Jeremy, "Fuck with him."
Mm.
That was one of my favorite campaigns because you guys kept trying to fuck with stuff. It was just amazing. That was the same campaign that I got the best line ever from Clyde Donovan, which was the "Wait, I have a solution." It pulls out 45 that has a solution inscribed on the side of it.
That's become a code word for us in COC. It's like, okay, we're shooting our way out of this, situation. That's the solution.
I have a solution.
That reminds me of one COC story where I was playing as Sam, and I can't remember who was running it, but there was the college student who had some information about some people who were disappearing. I think maybe you were running it, Dylan.
Is it that
And-
pool?
Huh?
The pool?
Pool? I ran the pool, but I don't think he was playing Sam in that one, were you?
Yeah, I was. It was 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 20s. The pool wasn't 20s.
No.
Was it the
Huh.
creatures that were flying around that dropped a dude out of the sky?
There were a
No,
couple
that was
that I
the-
wasn't
was
there
that,
for.
that was like the first.
That was early on,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was like the first COC I think I was
When
ever
I was
at.
still
was the
running
flying one.
modules.
That one is when I had Sam hide in the guard shack of
Yeah.
that mansion for a very long time because he didn't know what the fuck was going on. His
Yeah.
first experience with COC creatures, so he was terrified. He was like, "Nope."
Which one's Sam again?
Cowboy.
Cowboy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was Cowboy because I remember axing down a door because I asked him some questions, the kid, and he didn't have anything for me. And
Asked
then-
him some questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Was
and
that-
I went outside and he closed the door, and then I heard him ruffling around.
Oh! I remember what that one was.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was one I just put together. It was based on like
That was one you
a.
wrote.
It was based on
Okay.
like a B horror movie, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. So I just remember being like, yeah, I'm gonna chop down the door. And go in there, scare the fuck out of him. And
Yeah.
you're like, you are? I'm like, oh yeah. So you're like, yeah, roll for strength. I'm like, yeah. Just took out the fire axe and fucking axed through a whole door and scared the kid shitless.
Yeah.
And he answered all my questions after that.
The name of that movie was
Honesty.
Warlock, if anyone's interested. But
Yeah.
it's hard to find, actually.
Yeah, I enjoy Sam. I like the crazy stuff I can do with Quark, like drawing maps with crayons.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Just being an idiot.
some of the favorite, my like all-time favorite campaigns I've run was the Jailbreak, Mental Asylum break, and then the Pool were like my three favorite
Mhm.
ones. Those are ones I actually put work into writing them too. So
I think the one with the pool is where I was playing the Scottish guy. That was fun.
that was just outstanding.
Mental Asylum one was good.
That was a really
I
good
think
one.
that was
The
one
I
of
think it
Wolfman.
was- I think it was-
Colton was there for? Was that
Yeah,
the one he was there for?
it.
Okay, he, I
so I was
remember he
hoping-
enjoyed it.
I listened back to it and man, Colton has so much fucking sass. I swear to God.
Colton's a
Yeah.
sassy dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
I
was-
stories would just involve his monk, probably.
I mean, with the crazy OP magic item.
Yeah. I mean, the
Constant
most recent story I can
advantage.
think of is critting on that dragon we were fighting in the ice mountain, and I just chopped its fucking head off.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So,
I remember we went into that fight thinking, "Oh shit, it's an ancient white dragon. We're gonna die."
Yeah.
And then it changed so quickly because we're like, "Oh, it's an adult white dragon."
Yeah, it's like, oh,
We'll be
okay,
fine.
Well, we've fought an adult gold dragon already.
Yeah.
Or not a gold dragon, another adult white dragon. Like, we already fought one of those. We're stronger now.
Yeah. It's like we killed
Yeah.
that one, and
And then
it
I
was
crit
fine.
and I cut its fucking head off.
Is that the one that Mowgli's part of?
If it's the Rise of Tiamat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't there that night, unfortunately.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
But I was, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were there.
That was
Mowgli's
the night
one
we
of my
made that one
favorite
guy.
characters.
Oh yeah. Me
No,
and
that's
Gabe.
That's
so
a good story. Yeah.
yeah, there's basically this tribal guy that challenged
tribal
us,
champion.
and Dyson and I's characters were rock paper scissoring for who got to do the one-on-one fight because we're both like fighter types.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning. So this character in particular is like an 8-foot-tall bugbear who fights with a polearm weapon, like a halberd, but we've skinned it like a scythe, so it looks like a scythe, has halberd stats. But yeah, ended up fighting that guy and beating him, and he was all pissed off, and gave Gabe and I like fermented fish under the pretense that it was like a dish of theirs, a specialty, and it made Gabe sick, almost made me sick. So we
They
went.
tried to poison us. The
Yeah.
fuckers. Yeah.
So Gabe and I went back to the tent to pay the guy a visit. What was the spell you used on him?
Gios.
Yes. You remember the
God.
command you gave him?
Eat the rotten fish.
Yeah. So anyone who knows what Gios does, he was compelled to eat that rotten fish, lest he take 10d6 of psychic damage.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
a high amount. It's
Yeah.
either
6 or
6d10 or...
It's an absurd amount of psychic damage. It would kill a lot of things if they rolled too high.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up dying anyway. He ate so much
And the poison
rotten.
fish. Yeah.
the
Kids was just
poison
like, yeah, he
fish.
died.
Yeah. Which was a little disappointing, but also hilarious.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
mean,
going to be eating rotten fish for a month.
Gabe,
Yeah.
you like shit and pissed on his bed and stuff. I
Yeah, because
remember also.
my character is basically a house cat, except bigger,
Yeah.
called a Grimalkin. So yeah, I shit and piss in his bed. I think someone threw up in his bed as well.
Probably you.
Probably also me.
Yeah.
Remember
Doing all
arguing
the cat things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arguing with kids about
Certain hack up a hairball.
like you can go get this guy, and I kept arguing about like if we took 4 bags of holding and we could put them all on his limbs and just like cinch them shut.
So you already have a bag of
I
holding.
think
I know,
the-
but I have stuff in it.
I think the DM I've heard the most arguments with players between the like who's arguing with the DM is definitely Kib says the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also probably definitely an argumentative player.
It's probably either me or Brandon that's argued with Will the most, I think, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you argue with him so much. Usually the issue is I'll end up arguing with him every once in a while about something.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you're just better at annoying him when we're playing D&D
as,
or
as
something.
a player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've done a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah. I do remember the argument we had when I first played Mowgli because I still was getting new back into D&D, and I tried. Funny enough, tried to fuck a halfling.
As one does.
Yeah, and I remember Will.
Did you have to?
Did you end up eating
No.
her?
No, but I do remember Will being like, I already have one dude trying to fuck stuff in my campaign, so I'm not gonna have two. And I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
was speaking
who's
of
the other
Brandon.
dude?
Yeah.
It was Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah, Kibbs doesn't seem to like the people trying to fuck other things.
I'm more of a prominent player
Player,
now
I was
because I
trying to
like.
fuck.
I don't know, it was
I'm
my,
sure it was something hilarious.
It was your, my druid's sister, the sorcerer, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We were trying to fuck a bunch of dudes all the time, so.
I'm sure Will was probably not into acting that out.
Because I think we skinned it as, our mom was a whore.
Mhm.
So
And
it's just
you were
genetic.
following, and said footsteps.
Okay.
And I was just a druid, so I was like, my love is nature.
Slut for nature.
Yeah, I'm a slut for nature.
Nature sluts.
I'm a slut for pulling the best deck of many things card.
Oh my god, yeah.
Speaking of sexy D&D, there is a group of D&D players online on YouTube. I don't know if I'm supposed to say names like that.
Yeah, you can say the name.
It was Dirty Dungeons.
Sure.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But she specifically ran D&D for the purpose of erotica style.
I've
kinds,
seen
sorta.
some. There is actually an entire book out there for the purpose of that.
And I thought it would be interesting to look into it. So one day I'm just like, I'm gonna go and this is gonna lead into another funny story. I'm gonna go and watch this while I go to bed or something because they're new, upcoming. It's not great quality, whatever. But it sounds as D&D and it's fine. I fall asleep. 2 hours later, I wake up and she's just like, I'm just going down ham on that werewolf, just. I'm like, what the fuck am I sleeping to? I'm like, somebody's gonna come into the living room because I sleep in the living room because I sleep on couches. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is Dylan watching?
You're gonna wake up with him staring at you like.
And definitely check it out. It's worth watching, but. That was just a really weird thing to wake up to.
Why am I sleeping at a time like this?
Yeah.
Second note, Grace comes out this afternoon to talk to us about her headphones because she put one headphone in, put the other headphone in. She was watching some video. It was some music video or a TikTok or something like that. She's like, and I could hear it in one earbud, and it looked like it fit the video. The other earbud somehow connected to somebody's, we're not sure who, near our house that was watching some nasty hentai. So Grace had this really loud hentai suddenly appear in one ear while she was watching TikTok with the other. It's just, what the fuck? And that was also when I was in Rokugan, I keep making fun of Gary for this because we play a campaign where you have these clans that you're part of, and he keeps calling his clan the Sugoi clan. And I'm like, Gary, you gotta stop. Call it Sugoi or something. Just say it a different way, but every time he goes, Sugoi! God damn it, Gary. Stop it.
He's just leaning into it.
Yamete.
Yamete, Gary.
I keep having to tell this guy, I'm sure you've seen hentai. You need to stop.
It's like, Gary, I know you. There's no way you don't know what that means.
He also told me the story about how his one night stand went awkward.
Yeah?
You want to hear that one? It has nothing to do with D&D, but apparently...
I mean, I find that hard to believe with Care Bear.
Apparently, they were talking for a couple days, and then she was like, hey, you want to come hang out? And he was like, yeah. And he went over to hang out, and she went out to go do something in another room, and he just got up and got undressed. And then she came back in, saw him undressed standing there, and left the house. Just up in her own house. Just left
this naked dude in my
left
house.
this naked man in the house.
I don't want to be home anymore.
Well, I gotta get a new house.
Well, yeah, I gotta sell that.
Line
Yes,
and
I-
match as she's leaving.
Guess I gotta move.
You said it was a one night stand, though.
Yeah. Nothing came out of it. He was just telling us about it, and I was just like...
It wasn't really a
she's
one night
just-
stand.
she's- No,
Yeah.
that's what he
Stood up.
called
Yeah.
it. He called it a hookup, but
Okay.
I was like, so
Attempted
she just
hookup.
left you there? It's like, yeah. So I got dressed and left. And I guess he got a text later that said, "Where'd you go?"
I would have looked for like fruit snacks or something.
Right?
Yeah.
I have to imagine.
Like,
like,
I guess she's busy. I'll wait here.
The better question is, where did you go?
Just sitting in the living room
Yeah.
naked eating fruit snacks till she gets home.
Wait, so if she messaged him saying, "Where'd you go?" then maybe she...
What would she left though? She
Yeah.
came out, said nothing, and left.
Maybe he didn't hear her.
Maybe it was part of the game. I don't know. Maybe she-
Yeah,
I
she's
have
being
to
chased.
imagine it's one of
Yeah.
those scenes where you walk out and the dude's naked, like fucking whacking it slightly.
Like, hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? This is my dick. It's like, I'm gonna need a couple minutes to process this.
Yeah. I'm gonna need more time.
Like,
Sorry.
look down, hand on the forehead.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking she could have just been like, "Okay, that's hot, but I gotta go get some potato chips. I'll be right back. You just stay right there."
Maybe she was going to get Gatorade or something for
Yeah,
when they
You're
were...
gonna need to hydrate
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, pregame.
Maybe she didn't have condoms.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There wasn't way too much more after that.
I mean, yeah. Moral of the story, wait a little bit longer to get
Before
undressed.
you get dressed or undressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However long you think you need to wait,
Just wait a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Because if you're waiting until they go to another room right after you walk in, get undressed while they're in another room, and they walk out.
Well,
Like,
it's a competition. If you're completely undressed when they
Just
walk
show
back
up
into the room, they
undressed,
have to have
walk
sex
in
with
in
you.
tennis shoes and socks and nothing else.
I also like to imagine maybe like as she left, he's just like, "What are the odds she's gonna come back naked?"
Yeah.
I better be
I should
naked.
also be naked.
Oh, it's gonna be embarrassing for her.
I better make her feel comfortable by getting naked. It's probably something no one has ever thought.
It's like, what would make her more comfortable? If my dick was out.
I got it, boys.
And his dick just pops up like a light bulb.
It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you're right.
Idea.
I make everyone more comfortable.
I think everyone.
Penis talking to him.
I mean, I'm assuming.
You know what always makes me feel better? Being around my dick and balls when they're out.
Yeah.
Gotta air
Just
them
makes
off.
me happy.
That's no better company.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that scenario except for as she's leaving? He's like, what? It makes me feel comfortable as she's leaving.
You told me to get comfortable.
You told me to get comfortable. Why are you still wearing your tennis shoes, though?
Traction.
They're comfy.
Yeah.
My feet get cold.
Yeah, they're Dr. Scholl's. Isn't it?
Custom orthotics.
Yeah.
Got bad feet. I walk everywhere, man.
Gotta protect the Lamborghinis.
You said bring protection.
Yeah, I got a
Pulls
bunch.
out a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
there's no
ninja
way to make that
shoes stay on
situation
during
worse
sex.
being naked as soon as somebody comes back in the room holding a gun is probably the other way you could make that work.
Guns, it's safer. A naked
was
guy with a
wearing my
gun just
armor.
radiates safety.
Naked guy with a gun just radiates safety. I have a new campaign idea for an airline.
There's an airline with the symbol as a naked man with a gun.
His name's Willie.
It's the air marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not really in disguise, but
No.
nobody acts up when he's on the plane.
Yeah, no one pays any
He just
attention.
looks at him with a
Yeah.
big like eye twitch. He's like, "Why's your eye twitching? And
What?
why is your dick getting hard?"
You can see the gun under your balls, by the way.
You're supposed to.
Okay.
Is that a gun in your pants? You're not wearing pants.
I wish I would have anything with a gun.
Why did I choose this airline?
That was solid.
Well, and I think with that we have a podcast voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
good to wrap that one up.
From D&D to misunderstanding one night stands.
D&D to Dick and Balls.
D&D has never gotten me laid.
Well, actually, One Night Stands and D&D
Neither.
go together for a story that I have. I can end it off.
Oh,
real-
shit. Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
Okay.
So there, my brother had run a girl home before I went over to Gibbs one night to play D&D, and this was a one night stand that he had with her at our house that my stepdad had apparently walked into. So that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I messaged him while we were all playing D&D together. I'm like, I'm like, okay, so who's the real loser here? I'm playing D&D with my friends, and you're having sex with some girl, all right? and you were caught by your dad. And I'm like, okay, we all know who the
I was gonna say, who's had a
loser
better
is.
night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Should have came to D&D.
Yeah, exactly. You can have the kids a couple times.
What do you think about poor Gary? I'm imagining a situation where you visit long distance family. And you pull that move.
Yeah.
Like your aunt or whatever goes like, I'll go get just can't take it. I thought it was, I just, like, this is a full misunderstanding.
You were giving mixed signals.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Have you ever been caught playing D&D or having sex, or having sex while playing D&D? Playing D&D while having sex? Let us know in the comments.
Strip D&D.
Strip D&D.
Oh yeah.
I have
Incredibly
actually played
complicated,
Strip
but
D&D.
you know.
Yeah, every nat 1.
Yep.
Or nat 20, depending on the group you're with.
It's hard to roll dice on someone's back.
It
yeah,
really is.
Yeah.
Especially, there's some movement going
Yeah,
on.
especially
Yeah.
when it bounces and gets stuck in their ass.
That's like,
Like, that's a nat. That doesn't count. That's at a weird angle.
that's a
yeah.
nat 20.
I can just imagine rolling the dice and then forgetting that I'm playing for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just gonna make use of this dice shooter here.
Talk
Back here.
about back shots.
Just gonna just pop this in.
They can just tell
I
when you
knew-
rolled, when you
I knew
stick it
there-
in there, like, ooh, nat 20.
I knew there was a reason. I bought a D20 butt plug.
This has definitely been lethally stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
We can make it progressively worse.
Yeah,